Are you taping me again tonight?
Yes, I am.
Well, I can send you a CD. You don't have to waste your time.
Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I have three questions.
I'm just looking out because it might cost you some money, but I can send you a CD. I think it only costs about $10.
Oh, that's okay. I have three questions.
Okay.
My first question is, the school board and Dr. Saunders and the chair, Mr. Hurd, they all said that Max Hayes, there's a no-bill zone for Max Hayes, the new site. Are you familiar with that?
No.
Okay, the EPA put out a report that Max Hayes, the new location that they're building it on, is a no-bill. And the board...
I think before you go further, now I'm not going to get into beat up Dr. Sanders or the board now first. Now, but I'm pretty sure that if there were some environmental conditions there that would prohibit it, they would not be allowed to build. Now, that I am sure. So if in fact that is the case, you know, Monica, you can look into it to see if that's the case. But I know that if there is an environmental problem there, they would be prohibited from building.
Okay, well, I was just at a board meeting, and Chair Hurd, they're actually getting ready to vote, and they're going to build on this no-bill zone that the EPA not only did a phase 1 investigation, they're in phase 2 to figure out exactly what's going on with the soil.
Well, let me explain. Maybe you don't understand it completely. Again, if something is of that nature, you cannot build. They will not build. What happens sometimes when you have an old industrial site, they will do a phase 1 environmental test. And then depending on what comes out of that, they'll go to phase 2. And then that will identify if there's any problems. And before anyone can build on that site in a residential standard, they would have to go in and clean up the entire site. So what you're speaking of is something that is just normal, that whenever you want to build, and it may be an old industrial site, that they will go in and do a phase 1 environmental and a phase 2. In order for them to move ahead, they have to demonstrate that they have remedied all of the environmental problems associated with that. If they fail to do that, they cannot be built. Okay. So you understand.
Okay. My second question is, last week I talked to you, and you told me you was going to call Dr. Sanders regarding that Pastor Vernon and contract with East Tech.
Yeah, I did.
Did you get back with?
We're meeting with tomorrow.
Okay, and now my third question is.
I'm in that meeting? Yeah. I didn't see it on my calendar. That's what I'm asking. Is it 3? Okay.
Now
we'll make sure that we ask the question.
Okay. Now my third question is, with y'all meeting publicly, you'll be. I'm getting ready to clear it up. Give me a minute. You, the mayor, the CEO, Dr. Saunders, and the board chair, and Monica Price, right? I would like to know, could I have a copy of the records of what y'all talking about?
No.
Is there there's no copy, or
no,
what?
Because it's just like if anybody here, if I would have a meeting with them, there is
there's no public record of your meeting?
Well, I imagine there's an agenda where Dr. Sanders wants to talk about this, I may want to talk about that. So if you want to see that, we're glad to get that to you.
Okay.
But there's no minutes. I mean, it's just like me meeting with Brother Rowland or meeting with this gentleman, and it just will happen that since I meet with him once a week, I meet with the chief and the director once a week, and I meet with Dr. Sanders and the board chair once a week because I need to stay up on this stuff. And what they'll do is bring in what they want to talk about. Okay. And so we talk about those issues.
Okay. Well, could you have Monica send me from May 6th when Dr. Saunders came on?
Why don't you put in a request in writing? Well, let's do this professionally. You put it in and write it, and we will respond to you in appropriate fashion.
Okay. Well, and I got one more question, Mayor Jackson. I have been trying since the last 8 months to actually get a meeting with you. I've been down to your office when the school board protested. I've also been trying to get in touch with Monica Price, and I still haven't got a meeting.
Well, can I say that with all due respect?
Yes.
All due respect. I really don't meet with people who want to, who think that intimidating me will get them that end result. I really don't do that. And so when you and your compadres do that and pick at my house or do whatever y'all do, that's not going to make me meet with you. If you want to have a constructive conversation around what's good for children, I had that with anybody at any time. But that's not, that methodology will not get you to my office to meet with me. It will not.
Well, excuse me, but and if you felt that way, I'm sorry, but it was never about an intimidation move. When by the time we got to sitting out having a meeting in front of your house, we had been talking to Monica for about a meeting with you for about 3 months.
Well, ma'am,
and I understand. Thank you, Mayor.
I appreciate you understanding.